Mr. Thornton is here and Judy, your manager, is here. You had stopped in on the 19th and 9th last week, and you said, well, I've paid everything. They differ.
Yes, sir.
They contend that rent and late fees pre-December were $77.18. They owe November's rent of $800. I'm not sure I'm tracking this, Lance.
Do you have the?
Your Honor.
Oh, November is $77.18. December's rent is $800, and there's a late fee for December. They contend that you owe $922.18 plus a $65 water fee for a total of $987.18 plus $184.33 in court costs. That's a filing fee, service fee, and an attorney fee for a total rent and cost through December of $1,171.51. What's your response?
So the paperwork that you asked me to pick up down at the office started from the month of October, and she had December in that. I made a payment of $1,500 in November and $1,000 right before I made it to court that day. So that's $2,500. I don't get what she's saying that I owe her. Everything on that paperwork totaled up to $2,200 or something.
All right, well, we determined last time that you paid $1,000 on November 5th, and then you paid another $500 on November 5th, and they had that taken into account, which reduced rent and late fees through November of $77.18. So you're almost caught up for November, but now $800 is due for December, plus December's late fee of $45, plus December's water bill. So that's what they can continue or contend.
That's not what's on that paperwork. Everything on that paperwork is what she said I owe her. And so she started in October, and she got $1,500 in November, and then another $1,000 a month later.
All right, now they're not accounting for this other $1,000 you claim that you paid. When did you pay that?
I have that paperwork. I should have drove up there because I have everything in my pocket, and I forgot my phone at home, so I couldn't do the video today.
All right, well, when did you pay? We accounted for the 1,000 and the 500. When did you pay the other 1,000?
A month later. It was on the 4th.
Of what?
They got one November the 4th and then December the 4th. It was right before I had to come to see you. Let me look on this.
All right. So, Mr. Thornton, you have any insight on this?
I do, Your Honor. I checked with Miss Shepherd this morning, and the tenant ledgers
up there.
The tenant ledger she sent me shows $1,000 payment credited to her account on December 11th, which is the payment I think Miss Caldwell left in the Dropbox. So that $1,000 payment has been accounted for. She still does have a balance according to the tenant ledger of 1,001, or the numbers I gave you.
Yeah, we don't know anything about any keys that have been turned in.
All right, so last week, we determined, well, on your earlier filing, October's rent was $212, November's rent was $800, and an $85 $45 late fee, plus December's rent and December's late fee. We determined that she had paid $1,000 on November 5th, $500 on November 5th, and apparently another $1,000 on December 11th. So
It was before the 11th. She didn't get it till
well,
after.
it was posted on the 11th. So it was $1,000 that you say you paid on the 4th. It got posted to the ledger on the 11th. So
what you mean it got posted with a ledger on the 11th?
they applied it to your balance on the 11th of December.
If all of this was calculated from October to December, and I didn't give her $1,500 until November, what else is she calculating? If she brought to you $2,200 and something, and she's received $2,500 from me, where's this other calculation coming from? Because the bill that I got that you asked me to pick up was $2,200.
Yes.
And change.
22.
And what I paid her is $2,500.
All right, but it doesn't.
So how do I still owe her anything?
Well, let's see if we can figure that. All right, stop. You're not here. You're on the telephone. It's not a good way to do this, but we'll do the best we can. I was asking those very questions when you jumped in here.
Okay.
So I don't see the accounting for $2,500 from last week's sheet to this week's sheet.
That's because, Your Honor, the 1,500 was already accounted for when you got my judgment information sheet for the first hearing. That had been accounted for.
And you said it was received on November 5th, the $1,500.
That's correct. That's when it was actually posted. Yeah, that when it was posted to her account.
All right. But the numbers then don't match. Because she paid $1,000 plus $130, 190,218 plus 130 for water would be 2,032.18. You've credited her for an additional $1,000, which will be 1,032.18, but you contend she only owes $205 for December and $45 late fee for December. So she's getting more than $1,000 worth of credit.
I don't know where
last week.
I don't know where your 205 for December came in, Your Honor.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at, I've got Tara Winters in front of me instead of Ethel Coldwell. So let me get the right sheet.
I think it does make sense from one information sheet to the other.
All right. Well, the numbers still don't match.
I don't blame that. You're gonna have to leave work.
All right. Last week we had 190,218. And $1,000. We're off by $20 there. And maybe some of it was applied to the late fee. Miss Caldwell, I gave you that sheet last week that said you owed $2,216.51. The plaintiff's contention is that they already added in your $1,500 to get to that figure.
How does she get to that if she has from October until December on there as her figuration? So how does she apply $1,500 before she even received or filed this paperwork? That's what I want to know.
All right, well, that's a fair question. It said your October's rent. Now, I don't know how far you were behind. If they took that $1,500 and applied it to September and October's rent, or September and August rent, but what it appeared.
Until November.
All right, I got it. So what they show on that sheet is that you owe $212.18 for October, $800 for November, and $45 late fee for November. So let's add that just through November. 212.18 plus 845. Through November, the contention would be that you owed $1,057.18. It's your contention that after that, you paid $1,500. What I'm speculating here is they took your $1,500 and applied it to August and September's rent, but I can't tell that from what I'm looking at. So I could see why you would be confused.
Your Honor,
Yes,
since the last hearing, she's only paid 1,000, not 1,500.
yes, I'm going back to last week. Last week's sheet says that October's rent was $212. November's rent was $800 and a $45 late fee.
Right.
And after November 1st, she paid $1,500. So
Judge.
this doesn't help. I don't know what the situation was in August and September. I don't know if you took that $1,500 and applied it to August and September's rent. But I can't tell from looking at this. What she's seeing.
My August and September
All right.
was not late.
Yes.
Your manager's sitting here shaking her head with her microphone turned off, but I can't tell from what I'm looking at. According to what you got and what I asked you to go pick up, so you'd have a copy of it, it starts at October. And your contention is you paid $1,500 in November. So I don't know where that money went. Then
I don't need.
well, I'm assuming it was earlier months, but I can't tell from what I'm looking at.
I didn't get behind until they laid us off September the 19th until October the 19th. But my rent was paid for September, and I paid a partial payment in October. And I told her that we was laid off and that I had applied for unemployment and so forth. And she smiled like, yeah, I got your message, blah, blah, blah. And then I ended up getting paid, a card taped onto my door. So that would have been where she started from October, which would have been my October balance, and November, but she added December as well. So from her calculation, she couldn't have used something that wasn't given to her at the moment.
All right, the notice to quit that you got on August 22nd, excuse me, October 22nd, said that the rent was paid through August 31st, meaning that you owed September and October's rent at the time they filed that.
Why wasn't September listed?
It is listed. When they served the complaint.
No, it's October.
When they served the complaint on you on October 22nd, they said that rent was only paid through August 31st. And that you owed $800 a month for September and October. So they took the $1,500 that you paid in November and applied it to September and October's rent.
I have money orders for those months, and she's aware of that. My rent didn't get behind until October because we was laid off from the middle of September until the middle of October. I was ahead, and I let her know that I was going to be laid off, that they were laying us off, but I was also filing for unemployment.
Money from him.
He was aware of that. So if I'm at work for the month of September, why wouldn't my September rent be paid?
I don't know, but they served this complaint on you that said that's what started it. they contend, now when they first filed the demand for non-payment of rent on October 10th, they alleged that you owed $1,712.18, which is
And I gave her $1,500.
yes, on November. They didn't just wake up one day and say, well, hey, let's make up the fact that Miss Caldwell owes us money. According to them, you didn't pay rent in September or October. So on October 10th, they said, hey, Ethel, you owe us $1,600, $800 for September, $800 for October, plus late fees and a water bill of $112.18. So when they served this on you, demand for non-payment of rent, October 10th, they were claiming October and September's rent, plus late fees and a water bill. So
I gave her $1,500, was it a money order? Not the one that I just gave in November. I gave her a $1,500.
all right, so your claim is you paid $1,500 after October 10th and after October 22nd?
You said after October 22nd?
Well,
I paid my September because they didn't lay us off until the end of September.
all right, okay.
It was like September 19th.
All right, well, their contention
I'll
is,
find my stubs and I'll bring them to you.
their contention is that you did not.
September 29th. See, my HR just popped his head out, and it was the 29th that we were laid off. So like my September was paid. Like, why wouldn't I pay the beginning of a month if I'm not laid off until the end?
I don't know the answer to that, but why would they tell you, hey, you haven't paid your rent if you actually had paid it?
When, how can I say this? She actually did it. What was it, October? They put a card on my door. And I was trying to prevent from coming here. And I asked her, hey, I have $1,500. Can we disregard this court? Because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, have to miss work because it's while I'm at work. And she's like, yeah, when I get my money. So she got her money.
All right, well, we have Mr. Thornton, a fundamental factual dispute. She claims that she paid $1,500, which the plaintiff hasn't credited her for. I believe the more credible argument is she didn't pay September and October's rent. So you filed a demand for non-payment of rent on October 10th. It says in money terms, you owe September and October's rent, $1,712.18. Then you went to the effort to actually file a complaint 12 days later, alleging that same amount, October's rent and September's rent at $800 a piece, plus late fees and a water bill. Then in November, she paid $1,500, which was applied to the earlier months that were overdue, which at that point would leave the balance of $212.18. So that figure of $1,712.18. I can see where you applied $1,500 to that, which left her a balance of $212.18. November's rent then becomes due. November's late fee becomes due. December's rent becomes due, and December's late fee becomes due. Then she pays $1,000. And that doesn't come out exactly right. it should come out to $902.18, not $922. It also somewhere one water bill got erased, and we just have the December water bill. All right, Mr. Thornton, you wish to address any of this further?
Based on I've been sitting here running numbers, and based on the tenant ledger the most current one I received this morning, the numbers I provided on the judgment information sheet should be accurate. I don't know if the court would like to inquire of Judy to see if she has any input.
Well, let's look at we're taking an inordinate amount of time on this one case. We have several more to go. I thought this would be more straightforward, but sometimes it works out that way. The numbers don't match. Last week, it was $1,902.18. If you subtract $1,000 from that, I should get $902.18. Last week, you showed 2 water charges, November and December. And this month you saw only 1 water charge of December. So I don't know where the other $20 is, and I don't know what happened to November's water bill.
The payment would go to the water bill first and then go to rent last.
Why do you get bills for water monthly?
Ethel, I don't know who's advising you, but they need to shut up. We're in a court proceeding.
No one's advising me anything. He asked me something in regards to.
Yeah, they had an opinion about the water bills, and so they're just confounding things, so they need to butt out. All right.
You don't even look at me like that. I work 28 hours.
I mean, my position, Your Honor, is if you want to go with the 902.18, we'll go with the 902.18 for the November, December rent and the December late fee. And we won't worry about the $20, but I'm not just going to agree with that.
All
I'm
right.
also available to consult with Miss Caldwell before or after this hearing.
All right. Miss Caldwell?
Yes.
I find Meg Bauer is here from Legal Aid. If you can produce a receipt that says you paid an additional $1,000 or $1,500 that we don't see, but in my tracking of these numbers, other than the $20 difference that I did, their numbers are supported by the pleadings.
I will bring my September stuff up there.
All right. Well, for the time being, I find that through December, you owe $902.18 in rent.
Okay.
You owe a $65 water bill and $184.33 in court costs.
I didn't sell those, Yolanda.
So that would be $1,151.
Oh, okay.
1,151.51 through December.
Okay.
Partial payment will not prevent
I'll bring that stud up there
All right. Would you like to talk
for
to?
September.
Well, I can't connect you from this telephone to legal aid. So if you wish to confer with Meg Bauer, you can dial 269-344-8113.
I'm also
Thank
happy
you, but
to.
no thank you. I have my studs. I keep all of my stuff.
All
So
right.
I'll be bringing that September in.
All right. Now, theoretically, this is due by 12/22/25.
Okay. So when I bring my stub in, what am I paying? Just court costs for her filing?
Well, there's water bills in there too. 12.
Well, my rent has included my water bill.
The tenant shall also be responsible for their prorated and sub-metered portion of the water and sewer bill. Landlord is not.
We don't even have a meter. We don't have a meter. She just paid, well, she have us pay $65 for one person, and because it's just me, I ain't checked to see what the other people pay. Because at first it was really ridiculous with no meter, and they just guesstimating and dividing from the number of doors that's in the building. And everybody complained about it, so she went a different route.
Well, I don't know. That's what's in the lease, and Walnut Meadows does have a high water bill each time. So I don't know, but that's my finding. Now, let me give you that number again. Do you have something to write on?
Yeah, I wrote it down. Well, I didn't write it down because I don't need it. I have what I need to bring to show you that it's been paid. I do have that at my place. Well,
All right.
Smarter with age. Right at start, right out.
right. That's just karma.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Miss Caldwell. You bring that in and we'll deal with it. Legal aid is available if you wish to talk to them. Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right.
Yep.
I don't trust my number there. 902 plus 65 plus 184.33 is 1,151.51.
That's correct, Your Honor. That's what I come up with.
All right. If she brings something in, Lance, I'll certainly share it with you and see where it takes us.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Now, we still got Tara Winters.
Can you guys hear me?
I can.
Where are you?
I talked to Tara this morning and she paid everything but the court fees and she is paying that out of her next check.
Okay. So what's due? Rent is 0.
Yeah,
And
just the
court
court
costs
fees.
are 184.33.
Correct.
Do you want me to do a judgment to that effect, Lance?
Judy, I would recommend we have the judgment entered just for the court costs. Then if she pays them, that's fine.
Okay.
They're paid.
That's fine. Whatever you think, Lance.
Okay, that's what we would request, Your Honor.
All right. I'm sure they'll be paid. Date for the writ is 12/22/22. You could always dismiss it if she does pay it.
All right, I'll let Judy know. Okay. Mhm.
It's also the appeal date. All right, Mr. Thornton, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.